Welcome one and all to the PooderooPlays Kingdom Hearts series. Here we're going to take a deep dive into the lore of the franchise in a multi-part collection spanning every installment. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the truly fascinating universe of Kingdom Hearts.
So this is Kingdom Hearts 1. Sora, Riku, and Kairi are living on this island together, and Riku, we will find out why later on. Since he was a kid, Riku just didn't want to live on this island anymore. He always thought there were other worlds out there, and he wasn't wrong. So one day, he's just talking to Sora and Kairi, and he's like, yo, do you guys want to build a raft and just go explore what's on the other side of this ocean from this island? And right at the start, you know, there's kind of this context given. They're both vying for Kairi's affections. And of course, Riku being Riku, he likes to tease Sora about that a little bit. And Sora being this meek little boy doesn't really like having his buttons pushed in regards to Kairi. But it is the whole reason why he goes when he does to go off and find them. It's because he loves them both so much. Sora goes into this cave that he's been in since he was a kid, and there's a door there. He's speaking to this guy in a brown cloak who tells him his world has finally been connected and that Sora must open the door. The door that's now at the back of this magical cave. After Sora has just had like his mind blown by this guy, he sees from his bedroom window there's a storm brewing. When Sora gets to the island's main bit, Riku is standing underneath this giant black orb in the sky, just being like, I'm ready, take me, this is what I wanted, this is what I asked for. He holds out his hand to Sora. He's like, come with me. And Sora's like, Riku, no! And as he does that, Riku is like absorbed by the darkness. And so Sora, he goes and seeks refuge in the cave, and when he goes there to where the door is, he finds Kairi there, and she's like, Sora, and then she just poofs into him, and she's gone. But during the attack beforehand, Sora discovers he can wield the Keyblade. The Keyblade makes its first appearance. He, being just a kid who has this magical sword, hasn't been trained to use it, doesn't have any of the powers, his world gets swallowed by darkness, and then it spits him out in Traverse Town. Place called Traverse Town. Traverse Town, we find out later, so I'll just spread it out now. Traverse Town is a place that only appears to people who need it, and lately it's been housing all kinds of random characters from the Disney worlds. So these people have been just waking up in Traverse Town because when the world gets swallowed by darkness and becomes a sleeping world, it doesn't kill them. He wakes up in Traverse Town and he gets licked on the face by Pluto, and he starts exploring Traverse Town, and he meets a bunch of Final Fantasy characters, namely Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith. And Sid. They've told him, yeah, our world was destroyed ages ago, so we've been just chilling out in Traverse Town. Oh no, the Heartless are attacking this world too. Sora then meets Donald and Goofy. Well, meets is a strong word. They land on top of him. King Mickey had left Disney Castle, Disney World, to go and fight this threat, the Heartless. He had tasked Donald and Goofy the very vague mission of follow the key. Just find the key, whoever is the Keyblade wielder, and follow them. They are titular. We need them. Go follow them, sort them out, keep them company, help them defeat the darkness. Mickey is scarpered. We don't see him till the end of the game. In Traverse Town, they land on top of Sora, and they're like, oh shit, a key! This must be the dude that King Mickey was talking about. They team up together, and they're like, look, you need to find your friend. We got a ship that lets us go between worlds. Would you like to come with us? Search these worlds for your buddies. We need to keep you safe because our dude told us to. As long as we don't tell any of the other people who live in these other worlds where we're from, that we're from another planet and all that shit, it's all Gucci. So while they're hopping from planet to planet, Riku is doing something similar. He is hopping from world to world, trying to find Sora and Kairi. He does actually find Sora in Traverse Town, but he's acting weird. He's like, Sora, you have that magical sword. Who the f*** is that dog and that duck? Why aren't you looking for Kairi? What is wrong with you, kid? And he is being helped by these people who are like, this lost boy. We must cherish this lost boy. Bring him into our order and help him find his friends. So the people that are helping Riku are actually people like Jafar, Ursula, the Red Queen from, well, she doesn't really, the titular bad guys from all the big franchises, right? Being led by a head honcho, the Queen of Darkness, Maleficent. As in, Maleficent. I know you are la da dee da. That Maleficent, right? The Sparrow, Crow, Raven, that wah! on her shoulder. Maleficent is actually, we find out later, preying on the darkness inside the hearts of the other villains. She's fully aware of the overarching darkness, but she's the mother queen of darkness. She doesn't care who these Heartless are. She can control them, and she can control the villains from these other franchises into doing her bidding. She can also manipulate this silver-haired boy that showed up looking for his friends. She wants to gather the 7 princesses of light. The seven princesses! What? Hang on. The 7 princesses of light. We find out in a later installment, Birth by Sleep, that's actually a prequel, why she's doing that. She's using Riku, the other villains, to help her gather these. Anyway, they're trying to take out each villain in each world. Not deliberately, but that's just what happens because the Heartless show up trying to eat each world. And they're sealing the keyholes. Each world has a keyhole. There's a reason why the Keyblade is a key. Closing off their ties to the darkness and preventing Heartless from spawning there. So eventually Sora and Riku cross paths where they discover they are not buddies. They've had a bit of a powwow, and because Facebook hasn't been invented yet, they couldn't just like hop on Messenger and sort it out. So Riku, obviously the darkness in him is growing. More feelings like jealousy and anger and stuff like that taking over. Sora is just, you know, head empty, heart soft, just being like, oh, I'm meeting all these friends, and oh, the worlds are so pretty, and oh, look at me, I got a Keyblade. Whereas Riku is like, dude, you are not looking for Kairi. What are you doing? Why have you replaced us with these two? A dog and a duck. Like, why are there talking animals? Not the weirdest thing I've seen, but still, these are his thoughts, because obviously he's a teenager. Teenagers have these thoughts.
Are you sure about that?
But at the same time, he is being manipulated by Maleficent. And she has told him Sora has replaced his friends and that he doesn't care about Riku or Kairi anymore. And Riku misinterprets Sora's actions and is like, well, yeah, further strengthening her grasp on him and the darkness inside him. After this confrontation, Riku then does find Kairi, but she's without her heart. She's not heartless, she's just without her heart. He's like, Maleficent, look, I found the girl I was after. And Maleficent's like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I need her. She's Princess of Light. Finally, heading towards the end of the game now, Sora reaches a place called Hollow Bastion. He runs into Riku again. Only this time, Riku claims ownership of the Keyblade. As a standalone thing in the game, this was quite a bastard moment, and you're like, oh my god. It's explained why in Birth by Sleep. He was bequeathed ownership of a Keyblade, so that's why he was able to take control of the Keyblade so easily, which meant that Riku was always meant to be a wielder. It was why he was always, I want to leave my island. But the Keyblade also will align itself with whoever is strongest. It's a bit of a dickhead that way. Light or darkness doesn't matter. So Riku is able to take control of the Keyblade. What is Donald and Goofy's missions? To follow that key. They abandon Sora. I was like... Sora then has to run around with the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. His world was destroyed. He's looking for Belle. Sora can't fight at this point. All he's got is a toy wooden sword that Riku threw at him as he took the Keyblade. It was such a nasty thing to do. Eventually they reached the... Sora walks in and he's like, look, you! I don't need the Keyblade. I just need you, my buddy Riku. I want you to come back. I don't know why you're doing all this shit. Why you're being such a dickhead. Why you're being so mean. He's like, look, I love you, my gaze. Just come back. Yeah, you can have the Keyblade. I don't want it. It's a stupid toy anyway. You can have it. Just be my buddy again. I miss you. Goofy is like, do you know what, Donald? Have fun with this. Follow the king's orders. Tell him I'm sorry when you see him. I'm going back to Sora. I don't know this Riku guy. No offense, Riku. You're intimidating as shit. And Sora loves you, but I don't really know you. I'm going back to Sora. And Donald's like, well, we can tell the king together that we're sorry, Goofy, because I'm coming with you too. Riku's like, well, f you. I don't need you. I didn't even ask for you two bodyguards. I can handle myself, and now I've got a badass whip-whap to do it with. Sora's like, well, that's the difference between you and me, Riku, is my friends are my power. That's why I don't need the Keyblade to defeat the darkness, because friendship and love will defeat the darkness. And Riku's like, yeah, okay, that's some stupid shit right there. The Keyblade is like, yo, that's strength of heart right there, my dude. Zoop, leaves Riku and goes back to Sora. Riku's all like, well, I don't need it anyway. Challenges Sora anyway. And Sora kicks his lily white ass. So he all like, he runs back to Maleficent. But on the way, he meets someone dark, someone brooding. This guy is like, if you want to get stronger, give in to the darkness. Let it seep through you and take control. They leave Beast, because Beast finds Belle, and you go off to destroy Maleficent. Sora is met by Riku again. He's different now. He battles him again. This time, it results in the revelation Riku is so far gone into the darkness, he's become possessed by a man called Ansem. It turns out that Ansem can manifest himself truly was the robed figure that Sora met at the start of the game. Played by Billy Zane in the first game. Maleficent is being manipulated by this guy to gather the 7 Princesses of Heart in the first place. Even though she had heard about it a long time ago, the one who had originally told her about that is connected to this bad guy. And it's all because he wants to unlock this thing called Kingdom Hearts. This all-powerful source of light that he wants to extinguish and then take its power and turn everything to darkness. That's what Ansem wants to do. This revelation, after he beats Riku, leads Sora to then use Riku's special Keyblade he's been carrying on himself. It has the ability to separate the heart from the body. Sora sets his heart free because it turns out Kairi was with him all along. When she lost her heart, it went to Sora. He has a habit of doing that. Also, the other 6 princesses' hearts were connected to his, and I don't know if that is because his heart was connected to them, or if those hearts were connected to Kairi's heart, who was connected to Sora's heart. This throws a huge spanner in Ansem and Maleficent's plan. They now can't do what they was gonna do. They're like, well, I want to do what I was gonna do with these gather the 7 princesses of heart and all that shit. Well, now they're gonna have to start again. So Ansem's pretty angry. Maleficent is dead at this point, so she doesn't feel anything. It causes Sora to become a Heartless, so he becomes one of the little black squiggly things. Donald and Goofy grab Kairi and they're like, right, let's get the f*** out of here, shit's going bad. We need to go! And they're being followed by this little squiggly Heartless, among the other Heartless too, but this one seems to be leading the charge, and the other Heartless are like, right, that geezer's going that way, let's follow our little buddy. So all the Heartless are like, hunga-dunga-dung. Sora basically leads this army of Heartless directly to Kairi, Donald, and Goofy. They're like, boop, 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 they're battling it out while protecting Kairi, right? One of them crawls up to them and is about to get Kairi. So Donald and Goofy are like, right, let's smash it, and she's like, no, wait, Sora? And she gives him a big old hug. And the love from that hug brings Sora's heart back. She reconnects the tether of his heart to his body, so his heart comes back into him. They leave Kairi, go to seal the keyhole of Hollow Bastion. It was inside this big, heartless-shaped thing.
And you're watching Disney Channel.
They go in there, they seal the keyhole. This place that they're in, this Hollow Bastion, was the home of all the Final Fantasy characters. Then they go off to battle Ansem himself. They go to this place called the End of the World. You also fight Chernobog, because Chernobog is, like, in Disney lore, Chernobog, he lives in darkness. So if you're going to go to the Dark Realm, obviously at some point you're going to run into people who aren't Ansem, right? You're going to run into people who have existed in darkness before this Ansem fella came along. In Fantasia, he was darkness. He was the overarching threat, and it wouldn't have been Disney lore if they didn't include Chernobog. So Chernobog's just chilling in the darkness. He's like, oh, Ansem, you're a dark person. Alright, go and f*** off, I need to fight these guys. They then fight like a spaceship version of Ansem. They kill him and he's like, how did this happen? Sora is like, well, it's because I know that the Kingdom Hearts isn't darkness. Kingdom Hearts is light. This door that leads to Kingdom Hearts, but is also the door to darkness, blows open and it banishes Ansem's physical form. But the problem is this door has to be closed, because it is the door to Kingdom Hearts. But from the realm of light, it is the door to darkness. From the realm of darkness, it is the door to the realm of light. It's the crossover point, and that just happens to be where Kingdom Hearts lives. They need to close this door now. So from one side pushing is Donald, Goofy, and Sora. From the other side is Riku, is stuck in the realm of darkness, because that's what happened, but he's different now. He's back to his light form, and he's like, come on, Sora, I thought you were stronger than that. And he's like, push, mother, push. The Heartless and the dark side are, like, coming in. King Mickey pops up, and he's like, okay, fellas, let's close the door. I found the key from this side. You guys have the Keyblade on that side. Let's close the door. So they close the door, but that now means that Riku and Mickey are trapped in the realm of darkness with no way to the realm of light. And Sora and Donald and Goofy are stuck in the realm of light, unable to rescue their friends in the realm of darkness. Kairi is whisked back to Destiny Islands, because when you reset the worlds, everybody who wasn't there gets sent back there. And they all forget that it was ever any other way, because the worlds cannot stay connected. Mickey and Riku eventually find their way back to the realm of light. Sora, Donald, and Goofy are just running around this place, and they see a strangely familiar yellow dog with a letter in his mouth that has the king's seal on it. Pluto, being a little bastard, runs off. So they chase after him, and eventually they find a castle that is the castle from the next game, Chain of Memories. That is the next one after Kingdom Hearts 1.5. Fun fact, this game was originally developed for the Game Boy and then it was later remastered. But it starts with the ending of 1.5. Sora, Donald, and Goofy are running around this, like, green, grassy place when they see Pluto. They find this castle that's in, like, this dark place. This castle is called Castle Oblivion. The castle is called Castle Forget. Yeah? Here, the organization, this is the thing that introduces Organization 13. Here, the Organization 13, which are a group of special individuals that are nobodies. Nobodies are what happens when someone becomes a Heartless, because these Organization nobodies aren't what an ordinary nobody looks like. Here's an ordinary Dusk. These special individuals retain their memory, well, not their memories, they retain their personality? Gets a bit dicey. And they are waiting for Sora and the gang in this place. The second the gang step through the doors to this castle, their memories are already being manipulated. Sora is given a card, a playing card, with Traverse Town on it. If he uses that card on the door at the end of the hallway, he will go to Traverse Town. It's like a simulation. The gameplay is split so that you have individual rooms that you can go into, and each room needs a card to go through and create another room. And depending on what card you choose is what you'll get in that room, whether it will be like a whole bunch of Heartless, not so many Heartless. If you play your cards right, the game is a cinch, it's really easy to get through. You also have cards that let you play moves. All you can do as Sora is walk around and jump. If you want to do anything else, you have to play a card. It gets tedious. You also have to set up your decks so that you have your highest playing cards available, because when you're fighting, if your card number isn't as high as the enemy's card number or higher, they will break your card, which means that you can't use it until you reload your card deck again. The problem with that is you shred your cards really quick in this game. Once you get going and you've built your own card deck, it's a cinch. Getting to the point where you can build a deck, you have to use your deck to build your deck. It's really, really tough, and the Alice in Wonderland boss battle is possibly the most infuriating part of that game. Sora starts meeting the characters he had previously known, but they don't remember him, because his memories, he doesn't realize this is going on. They're being manipulated and decoded by somebody in this castle. He then has to relive everything from the previous adventure, which is one of the reasons why I don't like Chain of Memories, but it is better than Recoded. There are minor changes to the stories, because they're being muddied by someone in the organization. This person's name is Naminé. Under the organization's orders, Naminé is replacing Kairi in Sora's memories with herself. Because the organization wants Sora. It would be easier for Sora to follow those orders if he believes he's had the past he had with Kairi, but with Naminé instead. They end up fighting a whole bunch of these organization people. Namely, Larxene, Lightning Lady, Vexen, the Ice Shield dude, and Lexaeus, the guy with the massive hammer. And they even fight a replica of Riku at one point. This introduces replicas to the franchise. They're basically blank bodies you can upload a personality into, and then once they've got that personality, this plain white body becomes the person. He was also programmed to obey Naminé the same way they're trying to do with Sora right now. Riku himself enters Castle Oblivion after Kingdom Hearts 1, who's been with Mickey the whole time. He also faces off against the organization, and he faces off against their Riku replica, while also in his own memory scape, fighting off advances from a shard of Ansem that's left inside him, who is trying to tempt him to give into the darkness again. However, he later discovers this guy called Diz has been manipulating Riku by using these temptations from Ansem because he wants to see if Riku will give in. Certain members of the organization have been getting killed off. When Sora finally defeats Marluxia, the head of that organization site, he frees Naminé from his control. Naminé had only been doing what she'd been doing because Marluxia was making her do it. By extension, he sets free the Riku replica from Naminé's control. But at this point in the story, the damage is already too far gone on Sora and his friends. So Naminé offers to help restore their memories, but in order to do that, she has to put them to sleep in those flower pods. And it would make them forget the time in the castle that they've already had. And it would make them forget her, it would make them forget all about Castle Oblivion. Oh, it'd also make them forget the organization as well, because at this point they have learned so much about the organization. It would make them completely forget who the organization are. She mentions that it will also take a long time, about a year, to restore their memories. They agree, and they go to sleep for a year in the pods, only to be awoken later during the events of Kingdom Hearts 2, at the end of Roxas's week. The replica, now free of Naminé's control, refuses to obey, so he leaves to find his own purpose. He wants to prove he is his own person, as you would if you were finding out you were just a clone of somebody else. He is convinced by Axel to kill Zexion, kind of black-haired, emo-looking guy, in order to get his own power. The reason why Axel is doing this is because he has orders to make sure the traitors in the organization are rooted out. These people who had been sent to Castle Oblivion by the head of the organization, who we haven't technically met yet, even though he makes a guest appearance at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. He had ordered all those people to go to Castle Oblivion to work in this sister site, because he was pretty sure they were the traitors. The reason why Axel is there is to kill them. And then he gets the fucking replica to off one of the people for him. All the people that Sora, Donald, and Goofy had weakened, Axel finishes them off. So when that doesn't work, Riku Replica's like, alright, so I'm gonna have to go after, like, another purpose. I need to find out what my life is gonna be. Meanwhile, real Riku is advised by Diz to find Naminé. On his way to find her, he encounters the replica, and the replica challenges him to a battle. Riku whoops his ass, because he's Riku, and the replica lay there, like, dying, and Riku tries to, like, comfort him as the replica dies. Riku then finds Naminé, and she asks him if he would like her to lock Ansem away for him in his brain. Riku declines, and he wants to fight the darkness in inside himself. He wants to fight the darkness inside him himself and defeat this shade of Ansem on his lads without her help. And so Diz is like, yeah, okay, I respect that decision, you mad bastard. I'm going to give you this black coat that all the organization people have been wearing. What it does is it protects you from darkness and it stops people from being able to find you. Mickey and Riku leave the castle after Riku confronts Ansem one last time, just to prove, you know, I'm not going to go down the path of bad guyness. I'm not going to walk the path of either light or dark. I'm going to walk the path of redemption. I'm going to go through darkness to get to light. Accepting the darkness in him is always going to be there, and that Ansem is always going to be a part of him. He can't banish the darkness. He can accept it and come to peace with it. Riku is working with Diz, and Riku is working with Mickey. Mickey is not working with Diz yet, and Diz is not working with King Mickey yet. I'd like to get straight onto that. We have a game in between that. 358 over 2 days.
Thank you everybody so much for joining me as we explore the intriguing stories of the Kingdom Hearts franchise together. I have been your friendly neighborhood Pooderoo, and I hope you've had as much of a blast with this series as I did with making it. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye!